fighting for real justice. White criminality is romanticized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want y'all to understand the dichotomy here.
That's exactly
See,
what
when black people commit certain acts that's tied to political resistance and survival and self-defense, they're called terrorist thugs. Man, you had white criminals like Bonnie and Clyde, people like that, Machine Gun Kelly, John Dillinger. These people robbed banks, killed officers, strictly for money. They weren't doing it for shit, but for some damn money. But they portrayed them as, boy, they romanticized the hell out of them. They were rebellious lovers. They were so romantic. They took on a life of crime, holding each other's hands in their hearts. Stop. They're misunderstood anti-heroes. Boy, they really, really glazed them, man. All Hollywood just glazes the white criminals who weren't fighting for nothing but money. They were fighting for selfish reasons.
Right.
Oh, they do Hollywood movies like, they get De Niro to play Al Capone, the Untouchables.
The Jewish mafia.
Oh, they make them all stylish and sexy and cool. They won't do that for George Jackson and the Black Gorilla family. They ain't gonna do that. They're all one-dimensional radical threats. They don't make them all nuanced and lovable characters.
Nope.
You know?
Make them look horrible.
See, white criminals, they rebrand them as legends. Like John Dillinger, he killed federal agents, escaped from prison, but they act like he was some kind of Robin Hood. He wasn't no damn Robin Hood. He was stealing for himself. Yeah? Yeah, white criminals, boy, they're giving style, swagger. They looking cool. Oh, they got charisma. Yeah? But the black ones, boy, they're dangerous, terroristic. See, black liberation fighters, they're judged by the system they fought against. Yeah? The white, they're tourist attractions. That's Al Capone's house. Oh, no, with black riders, they don't do that. You get incarcerated, slandered, long after your damn death. Yeah, black rebellion is unforgivable. White crime, see, they rewrite that as folk culture. Black resistance is treated as extremism. Yeah? See, a lot of these people, they were fighting for the community. See, these black revolutionaries, they were stealing, organizing, and they were fighting not for personal gain. They were fighting to defend the community, to feed families, to fight oppression. Them Depression era white outlaws, they only fought for money. They just killed people for money. They were killing cops left and right. They didn't give a shit about no community. They were all about getting money for themselves. Yeah? So they play this game. They glorify the mafia. They love glorifying the damn mafia. They make little movies. Oh, Casino and Goodfellas. The Sopranos. They make all these little cute movies and shows about the white mafia, the Italian mafia. Family, as we know, under J. Edgar Hoover's FBI, J. Edgar Hoover never even acknowledged the existence of the mafia. Do you know that? J. Edgar Hoover was in the pocket of the mafia. He never even acknowledged their damn existence. He publicly denied the mafia even existed for years. Now, the rumor was they had some shit on him. There was rumors that they had pictures of him with his bussy spread because he was a big old queen.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
J. Edgar Hoover was a big old sassy queen. His nickname was J. Edna Hoover. He was a big old punk. Oh, yeah, we go into the Old West killers. Yeah, the Billy the Kids and all of these people, those two. We can go into them too. They've always glorified the white killers and outlaws. But with J. Edna Hoover, with his little old sassy self, he didn't even acknowledge the existence of the mafia. Only time I think he kind of hinted about the mafia.
We're watching Tariq Nasheed. Go ahead and the thumbs up button, guys. Let's go and get back into it. Appreciate y'all watching. Tariq Nasheed. We're watching Tariq Radio. He's a YouTuber here on YouTube. And let's get back into it. He stated some facts, though.
Mafia in 1957, y'all know there was a big meeting up in the Appalachian Mountains up in New York, upstate New York somewhere. There was a meeting with in 1957, it had all the top mafia leaders there, and the local police raided them. And then it became a big national story, and that embarrassed the FBI. They're like, hey, all these criminals sitting up here organizing drugs and crime and guns, and you didn't know about this? Oh, well, where we might have heard something. It might be a national crime, but we're going to have to look more into it. Yeah. So they were doing a lot of splaining. But Hoover damn near protected the mafia to a certain degree. He damn near protected them. When Robert F. Kennedy, JFK's brother, he was the Attorney General, I think in 1961, I think he started to aggressively push the FBI to go after organized crime. He was the one saying, hey, man, we got these people out here who's slinging dope. They got guns. They're slinging drugs all over the place, and it's very organized. They did that in 1961. A few years later, his brother, JFK, got hit. Many people believe that the mafia was involved in that. All right? A few years later, when did Kennedy get hit? Was it 63? It was 63, right? Yeah, they got him. And a lot of people believe the mafia had something to do with that. There were a lot of things going on that was pointing to the damn mafia. All right? When Robert Kennedy was cracking down on organized crime, they didn't like that. Also, with Fidel Castro, they were supposed to have had a deal. The mafia had a deal with the U.S. where they were supposed to help take out Castro. And the CIA allegedly had enlisted people like Sam Giancana and some of these other mafiosos to help assassinate Castro. But JFK called off the operations, from what I understand. So the mafia lost money and influence in Cuba because the mafia wanted to do some stuff in Cuba and kind of get a stronghold there. Then this dude, when JFK got shot allegedly by Lee Harvey Oswald, this dude who was connected with the mafia, Jack Ruby, ran up and shot him. So he silenced him. So it was a lot of mafia coincidences there. And then J. Edgar Hoover starts shutting down all the mafia leads. And everybody was kind of asking questions about the mafia. Like, hey, man, what's going on what's happening with these dudes? So J. Edgar Hoover was shutting that stuff down. So a lot of people believe he was kind of protecting the mafia, even after the Kennedy's assassination. And here's the thing. Think about this thing, man. Think about this. These dudes had a sitting president shot in a crowd, broad daylight, with live cameras rolling. It was on, I think this was streaming. Was it streaming live on TV?
No, it wasn't streaming.
Was this stream? I think it was streaming live on television. You shot a sitting.
They didn't have streaming in 1963, Tariq. I don't even think they even had live. It was videotaped, and then it was filmed, and then they had to bring the film in the. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think they even had. That's 1963. Did they even have live television back? I don't know. Maybe they did. I think maybe they did have live television, but they definitely didn't have streaming. Internet was around then. Hit the thumbs up button.
President live on television in a crowd, broad daylight. Nobody ever went to jail. Think about that. Nobody went to jail for John F. Kennedy's murder. Nobody. You understand? So that's some inside shit right there. You understand? That's some inside stuff. If nobody went, you couldn't get an associate, his cousin, somebody who sold nothing. Nobody went to jail for killing a president in Dallas on live TV in broad daylight, and nobody went to jail?
Right.
Shit. Hoover knew something. Hoover's ass knew something. Yeah, that was a cover-up from the damn top. Yeah, if nobody goes to jail for doing that shit, that's a cover-up from the top. You said streaming. You saying did live streaming didn't exist back? Okay, man.
Okay.
But going back to our good sister Assata Shakur. Now listen, Assata. They're talking about she shot this guy. There's no looking at the evidence. Assata didn't shoot that police officer. Looking at the evidence, and look, even before that case, Assata, they had the COINTELPRO program against that sister. They kept trying to go after Assata. Assata was being drugged in and out of court for years. They kept trying to pin different crimes on that sister. Of 1971, they tried to pin a bank robbery on her. She was acquitted. There was another bank robbery in Brooklyn. The charges were dismissed. Then they said that she was a part of something where they kidnapped a heroin dealer. Those charges were dismissed. There was some other cops in New York got shot or whatever at a Manhattan hotel. She was acquitted for that. They didn't identify her. They kept trying to throw these crimes on this sister. Any crime that happened with anybody who seemed like a black militant, they would drag that sister in. Yeah? There was another bank robbery in the Bronx. The jury deliberated for 30 minutes and acquittal. So they were really trying to get this sister, and she was beating them. They were dismissing the charges, acquittals, dismiss, acquittals, just over and over again. So they were already trying to frame Assata Shakur. Let's put everything in context, okay? Because a lot of folks don't know this. Let's put everything in context. So when she got pulled over on that Jersey Turnpike for a busted taillight or whatever, many people believe that she was being targeted then. Many people believe that was about to be an ambush on her. You dig? Many people believe that was about to be an ambush. And she got shot during that. She got shot, I think, around this area, which suggested that her hands were already up. So she was surrendering. She didn't have anything in her hand. She didn't have anything in her hand. They didn't get any ballistics evidence on her. There were no fingerprints on any weapons. There was no gunpowder. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She didn't shoot this man. But they tried to pull this thing, well, the cop died, so you were there in the capacity of a crime, so you're going to be charged with a murder. Because she had a co-defendant. Somebody else, the Zuri Malik, I forgot what the guy's name. It was somebody, I forgot the other guy's name. One other person with Assata got killed. Another brother, Sundiata Akoli, he went to prison. There was a co-defendant, he went to prison. He never claimed that Assata fired a weapon, and then he actually got paroled a few years ago. He was like 85 years old, and they paroled him. He got paroled. Sundiata Akoli. So he was there with her, and from what I understand, they suggested that the cop might have been hit with friendly fire from other cops because it was a shootout. Other cops came in shooting. So there was no evidence that Assata shot that police officer. But again, when they did the trial, they made sure to they pulled a Simi Valley move. They went to like one of these all-white counties, and it was an all-white jury. And they were doing things like they had snipers and all types of stuff in the courtroom. They were portraying her as a dangerous terrorist, and they had guards and all this stuff, really treating her like a foreign terrorist in the court. So, these white supremacists on the jury looking at that, oh my God, it was that type of thing. You see? Yes, and they wouldn't let her use a political defense because, they wanted to bring in the fact that she was targeted by COINTELPRO. So, they convicted her, put her in prison, and they got her on up out of there.
Yeah, life.
They raised her up out of that damn prison. She bounced around the East Coast for a couple of years, and then they got her over there to Cuba. Yeah?
How did she escape? That's what I want to know.
So, with Assata Shakur, the FBI, they got a bug in their ass about it. Because they used every tool at their disposal. That sister withstood all of those criminal trials, the murder trial, just Trial after trial, she stood tall against that, got out of jail, went and lived free in Cuba, died and passed away on her own terms. And despite the media smears and the trumped up charges and all that stuff to try to imprison this sister, it didn't work. It just didn't work.
Rest in peace to that sister.
And they feel a certain way about that. You understand? That most wanted label, that backfired, that elevated her to icon status. And that was they made her the first woman ever to be on the FBI's most wanted terrorist list.
If they don't do a movie about this woman, you know Hollywood ain't gonna back it though. Hollywood ain't gonna back it because they feel like she got, you know what I'm saying? They tried to get her on some bullshit and she left this motherfucker and said, fuck America. You know what I'm saying? And like Tariq and she said, she died on her own terms. This movie, I want to produce this movie, dude. If I manifest anything, I've never done a feature film. If I can do one movie before I pass, I would like to do her life story. I would love to do it. I want to incorporate her relationship with Afeni and Tupac and how they, like, I would want to do some deep dive. And it's too bad that she's gone, you know, and I never would get a chance to meet her. But, you know, to be able to do her story, man. Because they definitely, like, when she passed away, it was like real, they didn't really have it on the news or nothing. They really didn't like her. Them Black Panthers, that was let me tell you, the Black Panthers and their whole movement struck fear in the white folks, dog. They were scared of that black leather. Even to this day, when Beyonce did the tribute at the Super Bowl, them motherfuckers got scared. The Black Panthers was no joke, boy, and she was a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
This was after the events. And that was musty-ass Obama who did that, by the way, too. Yeah, that was under Obama, the head tether in charge. Yeah. But that brought her renewed global attention and support from the younger generation. And despite the FBI's efforts, family, I mean, that woman, she died on her own terms, unbroken, unapologetic. And she didn't die in a prison cell, and she had to get out that prison. She knew in prison they were going to kill that woman in prison. Okay. She knew that. They were already targeting her. She knew they were going to try to kill her in prison. That's why they got her up out of there. So that Majora spirit protected that woman.
How did she escape?
She was protected by the spirit, family. She lived to old age, surrounded by people who respected her, never publicly recanting anything, never broken, never got co-opted. And that alone, that's a major defeat for a system that prides itself on psychological and political domination, family. And the cultural and political impact of our good sister, man, it outlived the FBI narrative.
Right.
You know, they're revering her as a freedom writer. You know, there were movements like Black Lives Matter and even Pan-African organizations, freedom struggles around the world. Her poetry is quoted. Her autobiography is studied. Her name lives on in activism, art, resistance.
Let me get her book.
While the FBI, their version of her story, ain't nobody believing that bullshit. Don't nobody trust you guys. Now, she's becoming larger than the propaganda against her. FBI, y'all ain't in good standing right now. Y'all sitting up here bullshitting about the damn Epstein files. Don't nobody believe your ass. Cash Patetha. Nobody believes y'all at this point. Y'all have no credibility. Yeah? Zero. Now, and everybody, give me a retweet. We're in here deep. Shout out to everybody in here. We're in here deep. Now, family, I've been noticing when I do my Twitter space, a lot of non-FBA tethers be talking greasy about our good sister, Assata Shakur. A lot of the tether class, family, they're looking at the passing of our rider as an opportunity to tap dance for some butter biscuits. Boy, on my Twitter space, boy, we've had a couple of tethers call in trying to demonize our sister. And here's this one tether woman on TikTok who said this about Assata. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up, family.
Yeah, she said.
Let me get that. Let me get the visuals for the family. All right, this woman here. All right. So listen to this woman right here talking about
looking for a professional photographer for your next big event. Need video of your special day? Then look no further. For $100 an hour, have a professional photographer or videographer shoot your wedding, birthday party, quinceañera, bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah, anniversary party, or whatever your special occasion may be. Highlight your event with professional, crisp photos and video. Check out Charles Arness Photography on Instagram, as well as book us for your next event. Must live in the Southern California area.
Want to see all of Los Angeles in one day and get some cool professional photos all at the same time? Check out the LA Experience. You will have your own personal driver / professional photographer who will pick you up from your location and take you from downtown LA to Hollywood, to Beverly Hills, to West Hollywood, Santa Monica, Venice Beach, and then back to your original location. All while taking professional Hollywood-style photos of you and your party. The LA Experience is a private tour for up to 4 people in our clean, compact SUVs. The LA Experience private tour
for
is
just
only
$400 for 4
people.
hours.
Price includes tour, professional photos, as well as complimentary snacks. Book your private tour now. Spots are filling up fast, so contact us now to book.
Also be sure to check out the dopiest YouTube channel in the world, Charles Arness World.